Hello, good evening and welcome. I am Stevie Spring. I am the chairman of Mind and I am a past recipient of Mind's help, including from an informal peer support network for carers. So I absolutely adore peer support. I love the fact that you both help and are helped. So it gives so much more than just support by people who understand, by people who get it. It's also a great way of connecting and a great way to feel you're making a real difference by helping someone else. One of the things I love about Mind as well is that we put lived experience at the heart of what we do, and we celebrate the expertise it brings. And I'm lucky enough to have been to loads of peer support projects while I've been chairman of Mind. I've been to cooking ones, I've been to gardening ones. I've got a great one just around the corner from where I live near Grenfell at Meanwhile Gardens. I've been to active minds, but the one that I think I've loved the most was a singing group in Cardiff. Because everyone there was so unwell. But when they started to sing, they just raised the roof, and you've got these extraordinary Welsh voices. So absolutely magical. I've got a pretty easy job tonight. I'm just opening and closing, but I do get to do the full Oscar thing and announce a couple of our star projects. But firstly, a very warm welcome to all of you out there. Thank you for joining us at the Marsh Awards 2020. As you know, there's no Peer Fest this year, but that doesn't stop us. We're here to celebrate mental health, peer support. And you don't need me to tell you, it's been such a tough year for those of us with mental health problems and for the amazing peer support groups that we all rely on. And sadly, more than 3/4 of informal support groups have been put on hold during the pandemic, just at the time when communities need them to help rebuild, just when these groups are more vital than ever to keep people well and to keep people thriving, which is why we were absolutely determined to bring these awards online and celebrate these vital and life-changing and life-saving groups. We had over 50 nominations, and our judges had a really, really tough job selecting the commended and the star projects in our 3 categories. But more about this later from your real host tonight, Tamana. The other thing that I would like to do is urge you to pay really careful attention this evening, because you can win a fabulous co-op Christmas hamper. All you have to do is email peersupport@mind.org.uk and share your top moment from this evening. The deadline's midday tomorrow, Friday the 11th, so you have to do it fast. And I think it's in the chat box, all of the details. So I urge you to enter our little competition. So with thanks to SHP for donating the tech for this platform, and special thanks to Marsh Christian Trust and particularly their chairman, Brian Marsh, for so generously sponsoring the award prizes, I'm going to hand you over to Sinead O'Hare, who's an ambassador of Marsh, to tell you a bit more about the awards. Sinead.
Thank you, Stevie. I just wanted to firstly say good evening to everyone, and thank you very much for having me. My name's Sinead O'Hare, and as Stevie rightly said, I'm an ambassador for the Marsh Christian Trust. And I'm absolutely delighted to be here with you to celebrate all your wonderful achievements over the past year. So just to give you a bit of background on the Marsh Christian Trust, it was founded in 1981 as a grant-making body by Brian Marsh, the chairman. And over the past 30 years, the Trust has developed an award scheme to provide recognition to those who work to improve the world we live in. Recipients of Marsh Awards are always people who try and make a difference by selflessly contributing their efforts to causes they truly believe in. The awards are run in partnership with Mind and form part of a larger scheme of 80 awards that the Trust runs with external organisations spanning across the areas of heritage, social welfare, conservation and the arts. We first partnered with Mind in 2014, and the Marsh Awards for mental health peer support have been running since 2015 and recognise excellence in peer-led support for those experiencing mental health problems. We feel it's important to be able to offer these awards with Mind to highlight the important support that peer groups can provide, and are so pleased that we've been able to go ahead in these current circumstances. So again, thank you all for being here and celebrating with us all, and can't wait for the rest of the evening to go on. On that note, I hand you over to Tamana to take everything forward and enjoy. Thanks.
Thank you very much. And I'm Tamana Mia. Good evening, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host for today. I am very excited to host this year's Marsh Awards online. I'm really very excited, and I'm a campaigner, public speaker, and I do lots of work around peer support and mental health. So just to make you guys aware, if there's anything in this award ceremony that upsets you, please, please, please do utilise our support contacts that are showing on your screen right now. So have a look at your screen and you can see some support. Now let's move on. So we want to also give out a big shout out to PeerFest. We want to give you a really special shout out because it's connecting people across the world for mental health support in the UK. And we also normally host the Marsh Awards, but unfortunately, because of the current situation, it's online. This year, we've sadly had to cancel it, and the first PeerFest happened in 2013. And as it was said, Marsh Awards has been a proud, proud feature from 2015. So you can see a nice collection of photos captured from the PeerFest events on your screen right now. So have a look. And at the end of awards, we'll be showing a collection of videos across PeerFest. So hashtag Throwback Thursday, guys. This evening, we have 3 categories recognising excellence in mental health and peer support. They are Doing It For Ourselves, Peer Support in Marginalised Communities, and Innovative Peer Support. So per category, we'll be awarding 2 commended projects and 1 star project selected by our wonderful independent panel of judges who you can see on your screen right now. So have a look, they're all over your screen, and there is a biography list to the left of your screen, sorry, the right of your screen, get my left and right mixed up, and you also see the speakers' biographies too. So to the left of your screen, you'll be able to see a list with the various resources that you can explore throughout the event and after the event too. So we also have a chat function. We really encourage you to make conversations and do write your lovely messages of support. Any feedback, any criticism, we'll love to see it all. So please, please, I really encourage you to get involved in the conversation. Also, during the awards, we'll be hearing from all the commended projects and star projects, along with the formal winners. We'll also be running a few fun polls, and here is one of our first ones. So please do take a moment to say how you're feeling about watching our awards today. For me, I could say, maybe I'm excited. No, I'm very excited. So comment on the poll and see, it's really great to see there's going to be so much positivity at this awards today. And it's lots of excellent excitement, enthusiasm, and that's what we need in a time like this. So without further ado, everyone, I would love to introduce our first category. So the first award is Doing It For Ourselves. Now, before we reveal this year's finalists, I just wanted to show you a film from the last year's star project, Talking Sense, a peer-led group for people over 18 with lived experience of voices and visions. And I'm really excited to see this. It's really important that we get lots of creativity in the arts and peer support. It's just a great thing to see. It's with great pleasure that I announce this year's 3 finalists and share a couple of the judges' comments as well.
Talking Sense is an evening hearing voices group, and it's a space for people to come and discuss their experiences of sensing, seeing, feeling things that other people don't. And the reason it started is because I wanted to find a hearing voices group that I could work around my job. and I couldn't find one. We meet in a cafe just off Brick Lane. People who have these kinds of experiences a lot of the time maybe don't have such good experiences with mental health services, and it feels like a much safer place where you can just come and be yourself. And actually the people that I've met here have become my friends. So typically we start at 7, we get our cakes and our coffees and we come and sit around the table. Couldn't really say there is like a standard session because it really just depends on who's there and what they want to bring. The big benefit for me is that I've got a community of people who have similar experiences, because in society really you don't tend to go around saying, oh, by the way, I hear voices.
Sounds off, silly me. I'm really excited to say, Battle Scars. So Jenny Groves. Jenny, please give us a big hello.
Good evening, everyone. Hope you can hear me. I was muted. Thanks for having me. My name's Jenny Groves. I'm the founder and CEO of Battle Scars, and we're a small charity in Leeds, West Yorkshire. We provide services regionally, nationally and internationally to those affected by self-harm. I mean those who self-harm themselves and also those who support them. So we're made up of 1 staff. You can see the 1 staff here, 6 trustees and 39 volunteers. We all have lived experience of self-harm as something we do, or by caring for a loved one who does. And with most of us, this is current, not past experiences, so we're right in the thick of it. And it really helps our service users to relate. Everything we do is peer support, and everything is drawn from our experiences. I've got some slides to show you, and our service users and volunteers aren't very keen on photographs. Self-harm still carries a massive stigma. So most of these slides are pictures of activities that we've recently run on our virtual groups. So if you could put the first slide up. So with many people coming up with ideas, we put together this glittery castle while working on boundaries and showing strengths in working together. Next one, please. Thank you. Here you can see Zephyr the zebra, showing how a negative belief can turn into a realistic positive one. We quite often use stuffed animals when it involves, especially when it involves damaging beliefs and statements. And members find it a bit easier to help a cute stuffed animal than convince themselves that these beliefs can be changed. Sometimes indirect approaches work best. Next one, please. These are some other of the activities that we've run in the groups to help people increase their self-awareness. Next. So this started off as a superhero cape. What we ended up with are the qualities of a thoughtful, considerate, resilient human being, something we can all aim for. Now, if you see in the top right corner, there's a kitten daddy on there. I've no idea who that is because I wasn't of that group. Next, please. Now, we like to involve people in everything we do. So for a laugh, we thought we'll ask them to design the ideal Battle Scar premises. We don't have premises yet. And if you look at it, you'll probably realise that half of it is a farm. We do have some floors with important activities going on, even though I'm not too sure that the top floor with a cocktail bar counts. My office was an afterthought, and apparently I have to have a huge fish tank in it as well. Next, please. This is our final activity slide, and yes, it does say what you think it says on that bucket. It's much easier to get important messages across with humour. Self-harm is serious business, but laughter is essential. And last one, please. These are just some of our printed resources. On the left, you got the I Need to Tell You leaflet, which is something to help start the awkward conversation about self-harm. It was designed with the help with about 20 of our service users. In the middle, you've got the mental health crisis card, designed by over 40 people with lived experience of such a crisis. And we work together with crisis service managers and staff, NHS commissioners, police and paramedics. And on the right is the brand new self-harm awareness, self-harm addiction programme workbook. People with lived experience of self-harm dependency took part in writing and reviewing it, and we've now made it available to people worldwide.
Thank you very much, Jenny. So let's talk about what the judges have said. The judges have said, amazing application. It's survivor-led and run. The fact that majority of volunteers is an absolute credit to the group, focusing on empathy and compassion for men and women. They also said they loved their website, which included self-harm and not self-harm. So I'm really excited to talk about the next finalist. So finalist number 2 is Happy Mums Foundation, Sarah Penn. Let's all say hello to Sarah Penn.
Hi. Okay, I'll go. Cumbrian mum Catherine felt alone and judged after she came out of a psychiatric hospital mother and baby unit. She felt there was nowhere she could connect with mums who had similar experiences. Catherine went on to found the Happy Mums Foundation in 2015, and since then more than 200 women have taken part in peer support groups and activities. 12 women have volunteered. We have a dozen ambassadors and offered 11 women paid employment, mostly from within our group membership. Our members have used the groups to make lasting friendships and to regain lost skills or find new directions. I'm one of those group members. 2 years ago, I was in a mother and baby unit and I didn't think I'd ever find hope or happiness again. But by sharing some of that darkness with people who understood it, I was able to find some light. I started volunteering just over a year ago, got a paid job there shortly after that, and I'm now the lead for our new project, Happy Mumbria. Together, we've turned our story of sadness and suffering into one of hope. Our strength lies in our members, so let's hear from them now in our video.
In March, we are told to stay at home to stop the virus spreading. My mental health hasn't got the memo though, and home is where my demons thrive, and internal thoughts of being incompetent, lost and worthless thrive. Family support stops, professional help dwindles, and my mask goes on. A yellow beacon shines each week, a safe place to share my thoughts, and seeing the faces of strong mothers and friends. Some feel they're drowning, others frantically paddling, but I feel stronger when we're together until next week's dose of Happy Mum Zoom.
This is the place where I can be myself, and with the skills I've got, I can support other women too. It's good to see when they realize there is a light at the end of the tunnel. It gives me so much energy. Those moments are life-changing.
They know exactly what to say, how to make you feel better, how to make you feel like you're not a failure. And that is so important when you're a mum, because everything makes you feel like you're a failure. So for somebody to stand there and say, no, you're not, is exactly what you need as a mum, and it's amazing. So thank you so much, Happy Mums. They really deserve this award. I couldn't think of anybody who was more deserving of this award. Getting all emotional. Because without them, I would not be the mum I am today, the person I am today.
Lovely. That was really lovely to see. So let's talk about the judges. So the judges have said good peer engagement, effective skills for empowerment with lots of examples and leadership, excellent innovation for further development, reaching further wide for those who are able to support online. Their response to COVID was great. They took on online quickly and encouraged peer support within the group. Brilliant examples of outreach and having a programme in place. Great aspirations and hopes and plans for 2021 using technology and expansion. So I'm really excited to talk about our third finalist, which is Rise Warrington, Mark Moran. Please, Mark, take the stage.
Thanks, Tamana. Hi there, I'm Rise, also known as Mark, founder and volunteer of Rise as well. Back in 2006, as a family, we lost David, our brother, to suicide, and this also coincided with my deterioration of mental health. As we came back from the recovery of that, I met one of my mentors back in February 2018 for a mindfulness session. And we spoke about what we could do to help others in a similar position that we'd been in. And that discussion has brought us to here today. We're a peer-led outreach group in the Northwest that came primarily to focus on isolation, as this was the leading cause of suicide locally at the time. 2 years on, and our projects have enabled us to move forward and offer more and more in the town that we're in. Our team consists of us only volunteers. There's 14 of us, and we use our shared lived experience and time to help others, just sharing experiences of what's helped us recover and how we can move forward over a cuppa. We also signpost into other services as required, and we stay with the person to ensure they get the help they need and feel supported along the way. Here's a little short video to explain things a little further. Hi, I'm Mark from Rise, and Rise stands for Resolving Inner Stressful Emotions, and that's what we're about, is just having that conversation to get people the help they need. Good people helping good people through tough times. So the art of peer support is really when you've been through something like poor mental health, you take that experience and then you help another person so they don't have to go through what you went through. So that then enables them to have a speedy recovery along the way. As part of the services at Rise, we also offer family and friends service, and that's really we give tips and tricks out to family and friends to look out for people who need that help and support. So first of all, are people isolating themselves? Are they not listening to what you've got to say? Are they not engaging as properly? Are they not thinking about, oh, I missed that appointment yesterday? Are they not themselves, as in, they're just not wanting to come and watch TV, or they're not eating, them other things as well? And if you're finding things like that, ask twice. Are you okay, you? Yeah. Really? And then usually that can open up that conversation. So when you're seeing people are isolating, people want to be alone, they're looking downtrodden, they may not be looking after their own, washing themselves or combing their hair or looking after their own grooming. Ask twice, see if they need you, and be there for them. If you can't be, give us a shout and we'll give you a hand with it. So, we've talked about family and friends. We've talked about how peer support works. We're now talking to the person who needs that peer support. Please reach out to us. Reach out to a friend, reach out to a family member, reach out to anybody. And if you can't reach out to anybody, reach out to us. There's many groups around Warrington as well. But Rise is here to make sure that you get what you need. That help, that listening ear, and even if it's just a free cuppa, and we're here for that too. So come and join us at Rise. Let's have a conversation, and let's see if we can resolve any of those inner stressful emotions.
I am so inspired by all of our finalists. They deserve a massive round of applause. So let's everybody give them a big virtual round of applause. Excellent. So let's see what the judges have said. Lots of good practice, peer support, mentoring and training, advocacy support, family emotional support, saving lives, working in partnership, and powerful, inspiring application. I mean, I was inspired. They are clearly making a difference to their local community. They should be extremely proud, as with all the finalists of today's awards. So now we're going to move on, and we're going to hear from the 3 finalists, where they will say a few words and introduce their presentation or video. So the first finalist is Battle Scars, Jenny Groves.
Right.
I will now announce to Stevie to announce the STAR project. Drum roll, please.
Drum roll, please. It is just like the Oscars. And congratulations, obviously, to all our winners, but huge congratulations to Rise Warrington, who is our STAR project, for doing it for ourselves. I'm so excited. Please come up, say a few words. We're going to take a photo, which is a screenshot. So, Mark, make sure that you are smiling for a while, and we can't wait to hear your thank you speak.
Can you hear me? I've never been speechless before in my life. Wow. Judges, thank you. May I start by thanking Marsh and the team from Mind, and really for this year, for great peer support sessions that you've put on, over the internet, and really made us feel, we can still do it. Thanks to go out to Simon and the team at North West Boroughs for keeping me upright, and their services. The lads at Offload who helped me in the early years, who kept me going, and in particular Russell Treasure for helping me massively on my journey. The whole team at Rise, we couldn't do this without volunteers, and I think this is where I'm obviously going to say to them, and it's a bit of an in-joke, I'm not good enough to be here with with the other people tonight, and it was just a dream we had, and we're doing what we do. I also thanks to those, anybody else who have missed, who may support in us, all these things. You don't really, you can't remember everyone. But finally, and most importantly, thanks to Louise, my wife, and my wonderful family, for all the blood, sweat, and tears, and the tantrums I might have had throughout the the foundation of this thing. That they are the rock, and if it wasn't for them, just Rise would still be a pipe dream. So thank you, and thank you for tonight. I'm gone. Thank you.
That was lovely, and congratulations also to Happy Mums and Battle Scars. Warmly deserved, much deserved. So congratulations, all 3 winners, but especially to Rise Warrington. Back to Tamara.
Echo my well done to everybody. I think everybody is a winner today. So please, one more round of applause. Now, I have the great pleasure of showing a short video from Through in Leeds. They offer peer support for 16 to 25-year-olds experiencing mental health difficulties as they navigate their transition into adulthood. Through is Talk, Help, Relate, Understands. They were shortlisted in last year's Marsh Awards. Now we should have a video.
So one of the things that I really like about Through is the way it's very much shaped by the group members. In our feedbacks and our evaluations, we often get the chance to kind of come up with new topics for our skills-based sessions. So our sessions are half skills-based and half taking time, which is kind of us bringing issues to the group. yeah, there's very particular kind of things that have come up in the skills-based area, topic-wise, that feel very relevant to young people. So things around managing change and difficulties of relationships and thinking about the future and things like that. Big issues that they definitely have been and are for me in terms of like knowing what I'm going to do with the rest of my life and those sort of pressures and relationships as well. Kind of like feeling around that area, not knowing what I'm doing, or not knowing what to do and how to manage difficult relationships. And it's been really good to be able to shape it like that. And then with regards to the kind of taking time aspect, that's been really useful to hear from other people and to see the sort of topics that have come up has been really beneficial for me, and I think for the group as well. There's things that come up that I wouldn't have thought that I needed to talk about that other people have shared, and I've got a lot from that, as well as the times when I've brought issues to the group. Definitely makes me feel a lot less alone than I used to regarding the issues that have come up. So it's been life changing, really.
So we wanted to update everyone on how we've kind of adapted during COVID. So the group has transitioned to online and is still running really strong. We've had a lot of referrals come through online, which we're really proud of. We still have 2 support groups that are running for 16 to 25 years, running every week. And we're really excited about the fact that we're also going to be going into schools to work in peer support. So hopefully we're going to be delivering workshops and courses in key educational environments in West Yorkshire. This is something we have been doing a lot of work on this year behind the scenes, and we hope to be kind of offering core transitional topics, so on things like building healthy relationships, managing boundaries, coping with anxiety, as well as delivering a 6-week Managing My Mental Health course, which is very much tailor-made to younger group members and their experiences of mental health. I thought it might be nice just to update you all at this year's awards on what we used our grant for. So we, in consultation with the young group members, we asked them what they would want to do, as they were very involved in the Marsh Award application process and knew that we were undertaking and applying for the award. So we have a place in Leeds named the Marketplace that we have our sessions in, and it is very colourful and an inviting space, but we wanted to kind of capitalise on that and improve that. So we bought several things to just make the experience of sharing in peer support groups for our young people just nicer and easier for them. I just wanted to show you this final slide. So this is a kind of a celebration really of our Through event that we ran last November prior to the Marsh Awards, where we were networking with other services in Leeds and gave our young people real opportunity to talk openly about their lived experience and showcase what Through is about. So we have some key quotes from group members here, some drawings that group members did or undertook around how Through made them feel or what it meant to them. Also some images of group members taking part in a wellbeing essential oil roll-on activity, and a few of our kind of members just talking about their experiences or writing things down. Again, I just want to say a massive thank you to the Marsh Awards for giving us this opportunity. It's made a real difference to us at Through in Leeds.
Excellent. I'm really, really excited to see so much great work happening this year in such a difficult time. Now, I'm really happy to announce we've got our second award of the night, Peer Support in Marginalised Communities. So the second category is Peer Support in Marginalised Communities. Now, before we reveal this category and the finalists, I wanted to make sure we have a great short film from one of this year's judges, Beth Ingram from Hearts and Minds, who will talk a little bit about the experience of judging this year's awards.
Hi everyone, my name's Beth Ingram. I am Director of Hearts and Minds. Hearts and Minds is a peer support community for young people experiencing mental health difficulties. It's peer-led, youth-led, all that good stuff. I am talking to you in this video because I was on the judging panel for this year's awards, and Mind asked me to share a few reflections on that. I guess the first thing to say is thank you so much to everyone who told us about their projects and their organisations and their groups. It was incredible to read about all of the stuff going on in this country that most of it I hadn't even heard about before. And honestly, there is something so nice and so heartening about knowing that there's people just like us all over the place doing their best to really improve things for each other and creating these amazing alternative systems of care and communities of care. Yeah, I found it really, really moving, and well done to you all. I know we could only pick a few winners, but you're all winners in my heart. But yeah, no, honestly, thank you so much. And it was a real privilege to read through them and even get a like glimmer of what's going on in them. So I hope you enjoy the rest of these awards, this online thing that's happening this year. And please, all of you, pat yourselves on the back. People like us are trying to change the world, and sometimes I think we don't give ourselves enough credit. So thank you, and big love to you all. Bye.
Oh, lovely. Beth, you're an absolute star. Let's give a round of applause to Beth, everybody. I am really pleased that she was involved this year. Now, thank you very, very much for being involved. And I do think everybody deserves to give themselves a big pat on the back. I'm going to give myself a pat on the back. Let's all do that. Now, I'm really pleased to announce this year's 3 finalists. And I'm also going to talk about some of the judges' comments too. So, finalist number 1, Black Men Real Talk, Brian Simmons. I'd love to, if Brian could say a great hello to us.
Yes. Good evening. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. A brief background on Black Men Real Talk. It's really tackling the stigma of Black mental health around Black men and how can we navigate through that. And it's really giving a safe space for Black men to talk and tackle it and overcome the barriers. And that was a key thing around the project, just kind of how do we navigate through that and how do we create safe spaces? Because it's important to create a safe space so we can talk. And talking is fundamental. You know, we can do small talk, which is the banter and that kind of stuff, but we have to transfer it to real talk. I think the project works on that element of how getting a bridge from the small talk to the real talk to really tackle the mental health issues around Black men. And so we can actually move forward and celebrate in terms of the achievement we can achieve by just talking and moving it forward. And the video is a little bit about the journey, about the Black Men Real Talk. Thank you.
Now, I'm really pleased to see this video. I'm really, really pleased. Black Men Real Talk with Brian Simmons. Really, really inspiring. And, you know, the BAME community and mental health is such an important topic to talk about. The judges are really, really pleased with this project. The group is providing a much needed empowerment, new and developing, and they're rightly being recognised by others. It's a crucial space for Black men coming and talking about real conversations about real issues that matter. Now, I'm really excited to introduce Lived Experience Accessing Peers, so LEAP, Michelle Cabia. Michelle, would you like to say hello to us?
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you doing?
Doing a great job. So within Minding Tower Hamlets and Newham, we have a clear strategic aim to increase peer support across our charity and to enhance peer leadership in our diverse and marginalised communities. The LEAP project has been an exciting development in Redbridge. The local authority had identified that Asian women in particular were marginalised and isolated with limited contact with the local mental health services. We decided to carry out a pilot project and to find out what the barriers were and how we might support the community to offer a culturally sensitive approach to mental health and well-being. The work has resulted in 15 women, amazing women from South Woodford Mosque, being trained as peer leaders and taking on a leadership role in their community. They are actively working to support mental health and well-being and to reduce the stigma and discrimination facing their community with mental health. Supporting the women to have a voice and to share their stories has been so exciting, and will set the scene for future work within our charity and across all of our marginalised communities. I hope you enjoy the video.
We've been excited to develop a culturally sensitive LEAP peer support programme since last year in Redbridge as we deliver our services there as Mind in Redbridge. The project is called LEAP, South Woodford Mosque and Community Centre, and it is still being successfully delivered to the members of the centre via online sessions over COVID-19. We have worked with the members at their pace and addressed their needs using several South Asian languages to aid delivery of leadership skills and mental health support and wellbeing strategies. It has been great to see their receptiveness to our work with them, the safe space that was quickly created in the community centre and subsequently online, and how the open sharing has enabled trust, destigmatisation of mental health from a previously taboo topic within this community, and the greater willingness of all in the group to access support services locally and encourage others to do so. We feel these women, through networks of mutual aid and support, have become active stakeholders in their lives and communities.
My name is Shanaz Saeed. I've been attending LEAP Minding Tower Hamlets and Newham's South Woodford Masjid group since last year. I really enjoy the sessions. We can bounce off ideas and help each other. With the lockdown, it really helped me as I wasn't able to go out.
I feel that because we are sort of the same faith, we are same background, so we empower each other with each other's company, and we take strength out of each other. We always have something to share which sort of enriches us, and well, it's a nice group. It's a small group, but yeah, I find it very nice, and I just sort of find time for it every week.
Lovely, absolutely inspired today. I am absolutely mind blown. I'm speechless. There's so many good finalists today. How the hell did all the judges choose? I have no idea. Anyway, let's talk about what the judges have said so far. So the judges have said they love the innovation of this group. Very detailed, lots of good practice, lots of peer support, training and engagement. That's definitely something we like to see. Mental health amongst Asian communities is very often hidden. And well done for the excellent project combating stigma and creating a safe space. I 100% agree. Coming from an Asian background myself, it's really important that BAME Asian communities have access to the right mental health services and support. So well done to you guys. Now, I'm really excited to talk about the next finalist number 3, Mixed Social Group, Julie Willis. Let's welcome Julie to give us a hello today.
Good evening, everybody. I'm going to start with my presentation. So, it's after being diagnosed in 2011, I joined Positively UK in 2014 as a peer mentor and a volunteer for the benefits advisor. And then in 2016 was employed as a caseworker coordinator for Ealing HIV Clinic. I had a long-term passion to organise a mixed group, which I achieved successfully at Kew Gardens, which proved to be a positive outcome by enabling me to organise another outing, which included participants to bring a negative family or friend. This unfortunately had to be postponed because of COVID-19. So my colleagues, Joyce and myself, piloted the mixed social group soon after first lockdown. We actioned this by creating a fortnightly group, which is participant-led, with not a lecture, but an open discussion, and where people participate equally. I always start with sharing my own story to encourage people to do the same and feel safe. This reached out to participants, not just in London, but the whole of the country, even as far as Spain and Egypt, enabling us to support everyone, demonstrating that there is a need for group peer support. We are very aware of the impact on the participants' mental health, such as on anxiety and anticipated fears. Therefore, when topics are planned, we carefully consider how the session provides a positive impact and outcome on their emotional well-being. We have done various topics which include self-care, dating, treatments, sharing their story. I give you one of our successful examples. We did a positive and negative session, which included my own daughter participating and sharing her experience. This helped others to share their story with family and friends. Going forward with our mixed social, we will continue to engage and cover more topics which will benefit our participants, especially highlighting mental health and self-awareness, and to continue an online format and eventually organise a get-together once it's safe. We now have a mixed social crew WhatsApp group, which has provided opportunity for friendships. It's helped to overcome isolation, and has
How do I tether it?
Confidence and knowledge. Emails and messages after each session have been an important part of our feedback and has enabled participants to suggest topics that they would like us to cover. Thank you.
We really appreciate it. Let's talk about what the judges have said. So the judges have said a very diverse group who are new and inspiring in the fact they have researched and reached out to people with HIV, creating a mixed social supportive group. Now, they also talk about future plans based on peer feedback, so peers are leading all the way, and that is the essence of peer support, peer leadership, and everything else. So now we're going to hear from we're going to talk about all the other finalists. So just another round is Black Men Real Talk, Brian Simmons. Finalist 2, Lived Experience Accessing Peers, so LEAP, Michelle Cabia. And finalist 3, Mixed Social Group, Julie Willis. Now, I'm really excited to see who's won, but everybody is winners, of course. So let's hand over to announce the star project. Drum roll, please, everybody.
Hello, everyone. I am very, very pleased and privileged to announce the recipient of the STAR Project for Peer Support in Marginalised Communities is Black Men Real Talk.
Thank you.
Brian.
I'm speechless. Thank you very much. I'd just like to thank some of the people who started with us, which is Dio, Carlton and Tundi, which are professionals in our field, which gave their time and for free of charge just to help this project move forward, and all the other people who are supported, and also the Black men who comes to the project, because without them, we couldn't really move forward, their lived experience and moving forward. Like I said, I have to thank everybody else who supported it as well. And it's a great project, and we got great things for 2021 to really push this forward, to make it more of a national thing and really drive the real talk to all Black men in Britain. Thank you for the award.
Well done to you all. Let's give Brian and his team at Black Men Real Talk a round of applause. And can I also ask you to give us your best cheesy smile for the screenshot for a few seconds?
And this is it.
Wonderful. Great. Okay. And can we also just give a round of applause to everybody, all of the finalists? I think they all deserve great recognition for their work. So well done, everybody. And I will hand back to Tamara.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm so pleased. Really big congratulations to Black Men Real Talk. So deserving. Everybody is a winner in my eyes. I cannot emphasize that enough. Peer support all the way. So big well done to everybody. So now I have the great pleasure of introducing presenters behind the Mentally Sound radio show, a great project formerly Marsh awarded back in 2015. So Nikki Robinson and Ricky.
Hello, everyone. Thank you to the Marsh Christian Trust. Thank you to the Mind Charity and all the other partners under the Peer First umbrella for inviting us on to these prestigious ceremony. And we thank you for everyone who's listening out there as well. Before we talk about the challenges, since we won our award, thanks to you guys back in 2015. For those of us out there those of you out there who haven't listened to Mentally Sound before or even heard of us, I'll give you a brief history. So back in 2015 was when we first started. We were on a station called Gravity Northeast. It was an idea of Health Northeast and the Recovery College. And the idea behind it was that service users, ex-service users like myself, can talk candidly about our mental health, our mental well-being, and also to guests who we invite onto the show. So regards to challenges since 2015 when we won the award, there's been quite a few. Sadly, my current co-host is out due to ill health, and we hope that he comes back and we resurrect our radio show back into the studio. We transferred onto a bigger station called Spice FM, which broadcasts in the heart of Newcastle West End, a really diverse place. We've acquired the expertise of a new colleague, Nikki Robertson, who's sitting next to me, who lends her advice to everybody out there, so we can, give out weekly advice, daily advice to people who, otherwise wouldn't get to their local services. And the other big challenge, of course, has been this pandemic year. So we couldn't get back into the studio. So me and Nikki had a chat over the phone as to how we can reconnect with everyone. So we decided to come out with a podcast, which we've called Life in Lockdown. And the idea was that we can reconnect to our audiences, and Nikki can give her expertise to everyone out there. And I'm going to hand it over to my colleague Nikki now, who will talk about the substances of what our podcasts are all about.
Thank you, Ricky. So Life in Lockdown podcast, what we envisaged only to be 3 or 4 episodes, well, that changed really quickly. So obviously with the changing nature of the pandemic, we had to adapt and we had to keep our show really topical to what was happening in the news, as well as what I was seeing with clients and other fellow therapists were seeing with their clients within their clinics. And to date, we've recorded 30 podcasts. And some of the key podcasts that really stand out for us are the managing anxiety, dealing with grief, dealing with uncertainty, domestic violence, managing debt, addictions. Fellow therapist Ruth, we did a couple of episodes around children's mental health. And in September, we really focused on how to support children going back into schools. With them going back into school, that was obviously a big change for them. And we also put on our thinking cap and did something that was really new and different. And I think if I'm correct, it was the first for Spice FM. We did some live wellbeing sessions where we wanted to really give our listeners some hands-on tools. So one of them was a mindfulness and breathwork session that I facilitated. That was really to help listeners navigate through some difficult emotions that they were experiencing through the pandemic. We had a fantastic episode with Ray, who does heart math, and that's really bringing the coherence within the heart and the mind, and that was really well received. We also had Clint, who's a hypnotherapist, and he did a hypnotherapy session on the podcast. And again, fantastic. That was really managing anxiety and helping people navigate through some of the difficult feelings that they were experiencing. And I think it's been an absolute privilege to have been able to have done these 30 episodes. And we've had some fantastic support from the communities and our listeners.
And just to follow on from what Nikki said, yes, other guests include people like local singers, songwriters, actors, politicians, people who are out there shielding. So, yeah, we've had a fantastic array of guests on, really diverse. And we've had some really good media publicity recently. Northern Echo newspaper, who covered us for World Mental Health Day, The Crack magazine, which is a local listings magazine, Tyne Valley Express magazine, which Nikki contributes a column towards, and really recently BBC Newcastle, who have an upload program to ask people what respond to the pandemic. So, yes, you can listen to us on Spice FM every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. We're on all the social media feeds: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You'll find our podcast there. Just type in Mentally Sound. And just leaves us to say thank you, Marsh Awards. Thank you, Marsh Christian Trust. Thanks to the Mind Charity, and thank you all for listening. And thanks for the award back in 2015 again, once again.
And thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nikki Robinson and Ricky. Let's give them a round of applause, guys. Virtual round of applause.
Thank you.
Lovely. Now, we're going to be swiftly moving on to the final award of the night, Innovative Peer Support. So the third and final award category, Innovative Peer Support. Now, before we reveal this year's finalists, I just wanted to show you a film from the last year's STAR project, Support for Survivors, a Nottingham-based organisation actively reducing the distress of those 16 plus who have experienced sexual, physical, emotional, incest, abuse and rape.
Support for Survivors is peer-led. We are survivor-led. It doesn't matter if you're male or female, we all have and share the same experiences. We offer a personal development programme, which is a 12-week programme built on the effects of childhood abuse.
Welcome those people who have just joined us.
It's a safe space, and it is an empowering programme where we talk about mental health, we talk about trauma, we talk about confidence building.
Being scared to talk.
Yeah.
And it's having the hope of somebody there to listen.
So it doesn't matter whether we're in the civilian world or in this room. When we're together, we have that hope, we have that bond, we have that connection. It gives you that massive, massive leap and bounds of hope to get you to where you need to get to, of you to join that happiness.
He's that baby.
Brilliant, excellent. That was a great film. And now I'm really pleased to announce this year's 3 finalists and talk about some of the judges' comments. Now, finalist number 1 is 361 Life Support, Alice Smith. Alice, would you like to give us a hello? We can see you, Alice, but I'm not sure if we can hear you. Alice has a great project. The judges have said it's brilliantly peer-led, giving much hope to those suffering from abuse. Informative, lots of good practice, and very digitally informative. See if we've got Alice back. Alice, would you like to have a chat with us? Okay, we'll come back to Alice shortly, guys. Finalist number 2 is Nottingham Women's Peer Support Group, Ray Cole. So Rachel, known as Ray. Ray, would you like to come and say hello to us?
Hello. It's so wonderful to be here.
Oh, hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you very much for joining us today. Would you like to talk about your project briefly?
Yes, thank you so much for having us. It's so wonderful to be here. Can you see me? Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Sorry. The chat was going funny. I do apologize. But yes, our group at the Women's Centre, it's essentially a safe space for women to come together and share their experiences of mental, emotional, and just general experiences in life that they're struggling. It's very much a space where we learn to belong to ourselves and advocate for that part of ourselves that's maybe been through trauma or something like that. And we work to advocate and protect and respond to all of that through our experiences and through everything. But we have a little video, obviously, that the women put together, so that can show you a bit more. Nottingham Women's Centre's Peer Support Group is a weekly talking group for women to come together to talk about their mental and emotional difficulties. Our group actually started with the funding of Women Side by Side in 2019, and we've worked really hard to ensure the continuation of what has become vital support for the women of Nottingham. My name's Ray. I'm the peer support leader of the peer support group with the support of Nottingham Women's Centre and the incredible volunteers. I began my journey actually as a member, and I am so proud to be a part of a group and community that not only provides but promotes warmth, safety, hope and connection to such an inspirational community. And we weren't going to let a global pandemic stop us. We were determined to stay connected throughout it all. We have weekly Zoom meetings, which is group and one-to-ones with individuals. We have several WhatsApp groups which allow each other to stay connected and supported and warm throughout these times. When restrictions haven't been so tight, we were also able to go out into parks, forests, and just into the nature to do a lot more craft and art and photography. These times are really, really hard, and every woman deserves the space to share their story and to feel safe and connected.
Thank you so much, Ray. Such an inspirational project. Now, let's talk about what the judges have said. Excellent women's peer support talking group, reaching out to many women, supported by the Women's Centre. Also, great inclusivity of marginalised groups and fantastic outreach and delivery of great practice. Thank you very much, Ray, and you should be really, really pleased with yourself. Now, we're going to go on to the next finalist, SM, Selective Mutism, Talking Circles by the lovely Jane Salazar. So, Jane, come and give us a hello.
Hi, Joanna. Thanks for such a good introduction. Okay, I'm just going to say a few words. I know everybody's been sitting here listening to lots of people talking. You'll be really pleased to know that selective mutism is about not talking, so I probably won't take too long to introduce the group. It was set up from scratch, completely independent, no support from any organisation or service, through my own mental distress and lived experience of selective mutism. And I knew that I needed a place to freely share my experiences where everyone gets it. So I decided to see if anybody else needed this too, which they did. So Move On. We've been going for 4 years. I'd like to thank Maggie, my co-facilitator, for her steadfast support to the group. A massive nod to Vivian, a member of our group who wrote and organised our nomination. I really think our group should celebrate how we've adapted in response to the pandemic. We've moved online. It took us a while to move online through the barriers of talking. But now we've got a really successful online group and a format. We didn't just keep going, we made it better. So we're going to share a short video. It'll give you a snapshot of selective mutism, which is still very misunderstood, particularly in the adult community. And of course, the power of peer support. What more can I say?
This is a daily reality for those of us who experience selective mutism.
Selective mutism usually begins in early childhood.
It used to be assumed that the condition resolved spontaneously as the child grew up.
Sadly, we now know that this is not the case.
A trapped and isolated group of adults exist who cannot alert others to their plight.
Because they are imprisoned by silence in public places.
When you can't use speech to freely communicate with the world on a daily basis, your life opportunities are restricted and you cannot discover your true identity.
We are misunderstood, unseen and unheard.
There are no services out there to meet our needs.
SM Talking Circles provides face-to-face peer support to this group of adults for the first time in the UK.
During lockdown, we moved our group online.
Zoom lets us join in at our own pace.
Since meeting online, more members have joined us from overseas.
We'd love to share with you the power of peer support.
Thank you
for shortlisting us.
Thank you.
Brilliant. What a great project, Jane. I had no idea, however. So let's talk about what the judges have said. Innovative way to engage and support those with selective mutism, good sharing, feedback and creative methods of working together without speaking. A unique group with conscious adaptations made for group members to ensure that everybody is truly equal. So thank you very much, Jane, and Selective Mutism Talking Circles. Now, we're just going to quickly pop back to Alice and see if we've actually got through to Alice. So, Alice, if you are back, please say hello. Alice, if you can hear us, please say hello or please wave. Okay, I think we'll move on now. But just to remind you guys of who Alice is, it's Alice Smith, finalist 361 Life Support. The judges said she was brilliantly peer-led, giving much hope to those suffering from abuse, informative, lots of good practice, and very digitally informative. So now we'll be moving along swiftly. I'm really excited to see who's going to be winning this category. We're going to just Alice Smith, Ray Cole, and Selective Mutism. I'll now hand over to Stevie to announce the star project. Drum roll, please.
Drum roll. I'm doing my own drum roll. Yeah. And the winner is, congratulations to 361 Life Support, our star project for innovative peer support. Well done, Alice. Say a few words if we can get to you. If not, just smile sweetly so we can do a screenshot. Can we get to Alice? If not, I'd like to congratulate all the people at 361 Life Support, as well as the two commended projects at Nottingham Women's Peer Support Group and at SM Talking Circles. Congratulations to all of you. Tamana, back to you, I think.
Lovely, thank you very much. We're just playing Alice's quick presentation. Stunning photos in some stunning shots of everybody involved. So this is the lovely Alice on the photo that you can see now on the screen. And this is a piece of text by Alice Smith. So everybody, a round of applause for 361 Life Support. Brilliant. So thank you very much, and a huge congratulations to all the winners and finalists. Now, I have the great pleasure of showing you a short video from Mothers for Mothers gardening group in Bristol. They were shortlisted in last year's awards.
Hello, my name is Maria Viner. I'd just like to come on and say hello to everyone who is attending PeerFest this year, and to wish good luck to everyone who is shortlisted for the Marsh Awards for peer support. I'm from an organisation called Mothers for Mothers based in Bristol, and we provide peer support to women and their families who are affected by a maternal mental health problem during pregnancy or up until their children attend school. And last year we were really proud to be recognised in the category of innovative peer support, and that was for a gardening project that we did at our base in Hartcliffe in Bristol, where people came and gardened with us, women and their children, and had alongside peer support whilst growing vegetables. It was a really, really lovely project which we really enjoyed, and unfortunately this year, due to the COVID restrictions, to get to our gardening project we had to go through a building. We haven't been able to access it. So what we've been doing instead this year is we've been doing nature and wellbeing walks at local parks with the peer supporters, walking alongside the women and the children, providing peer support, but also looking at trees and the plants and the flowers and the animals that they've seen, and doing some nature work with children with some books that we were provided with, which has been a lovely project. And as part of that project, the women and the children have been making Christmas baubles for our Christmas tree. So we have the clear baubles which you take apart and you can put something in. And they've been collecting things on their walk, and those baubles are all going to form part of our Christmas tree later this month. So I'm going to hand over to my colleague Rebecca now, who's going to demonstrate how we've made those. Thank you.
Hello everyone, and welcome to my garden. My garden that's looking a little bit sad for itself, as it is winter. So, all those bright flowers have gone, but still, we've got some bits and pieces. We've got some autumnal leaves around, and I've been collecting these because I'm going to show you how to make a little celebration bauble, or Christmas bauble, with some of the things that you find out and about in the park or in your garden, and something that might make a very nice looking decoration. So I'm just going to talk you through what I found. So here I've got a wonderful acorn. I'm going to add a couple of those into my bauble, and some lovely red berries. Also in my garden I've got this nice plant here. Now I can't go all Percy Thrower on you. I can't tell you what it is, but I do like the colour. It's very vivid, so I'm going to add that in too. Also, when I was out and about having a walk in the park with some of my smaller friends, we found some fabulous things and collected them, and these, I just love it. I love the colours, and I love the textures. I love what they look like, and I'm going to add that to my bauble too. Some nice soft moss. Can't get enough of that. Nice bit of moss. Again, another lovely little feather. A little feather that one of my friends found for me. Thank you very much. Adding that. There we go. I don't know. I'm feeling like we might need to add another acorn. I don't know. It just feels like it might need it. And then we're going to close it all off, because these fabulous do-it-yourself baubles, well, clues in the name, do it yourself, so you can make it and create it yourself. So I'm going to have to put my phone down. And hopefully show you me putting it together and doing it myself. So let's hope that these two sides do actually fit together and cover each other. Oh, and they do. And there we go. There is my little autumnal bauble with all my lovely little bits and pieces inside for you to see. And I don't know where that could be hung. It could be hung anywhere. But I'm loving it. It's looking good. So, there you go. There's my how-to. Making your own little autumnal bauble. Hi, I've been Rebecca. I'm not Percy Thrower, but you know, I'm loving my garden, and it's good to speak to you, and I hope you enjoyed my baubles. See you soon. Bye bye.
Oh my God, I so enjoyed those baubles, and I'm desperate to have them for my own Christmas tree. How fantastic. So that is nearly us done. It's just time to say thanks again to Tamana holding it all together, and to Sinead, to Brian Marsh for making this happen, to all the judges, all the peer support groups, to SHP for the tech and for making it almost seamless. And a big virtual round of applause to all of the peer support groups out there, including and especially all our worthy, commended, and all of our 3-star projects. Thank you all for joining us. I really hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Peer support, whether it's digital, whether it's face-to-face, it makes a real difference. We know that it helps people get well and stay well and live well with whatever diagnosis they've got. And we at Mind are absolutely committed to supporting all sorts of groups in our new programs in the years to come. Just to repeat, if there's anything that's upset you during the awards, the contact list is on screen. I think it's on screen. I hope it's on screen. Do stay in touch. peersupport@mind.org.uk on screen now. And email us if you'd like a copy of the awards or a highlights video. We're going to end on a high with our PeerFest compilation film. Enjoy it, stay safe, have a great rest of evening. Very good luck to you all in the Christmas hamper competition. I promise you it's well worth winning. And thank you again for sharing the brilliance of peer support with us tonight. Merry Christmas, everybody.
It was just amazing to have people around me who just got it.
Going to a group for the first time, realising you're not the only one who hears voices, or you're not the only one who self-harms. That discovery is powerful and it can be really life-changing.
The commission is that users can do it themselves and do it better.
Peer support has enormous value and enormous potential. Increased self-confidence, developing and sharing skills, improved mental health, challenging discrimination, building our capacity, developing as campaigners.
You have to be suffering or lived experience to know what it feels like, so you can help the other person who's going through the same illness as you are, or the same recovery. So it belongs to us.
It's not the spotlight, it's not the kind of light, it ain't the street light, but some old street dream.
It's about connection, it's about bringing people together, and then you can get on with that process.
It's encouraging to hear different ideas, how people are running groups, how they sustain themselves, different techniques.
It's been great being here because I think PeerFest is such a wonderful place to remind everybody and to remind me that actually it's my own experience and my own knowledge that is important for myself and to share it with the others.
But today we are here, blessed, noticed, recognised.
The brotherhood and sisterhood amongst ourselves, because we know, we understand what each of us kind of go through at times. I know I don't get that necessarily from my own background, and I know others don't do as well. So we have that togetherness, and it what powers us through. So long may this sort of thing continue, and you know, every corner of the country should have one of these.
When someone cares about you, comes alongside you and starts speaking words into your life, you start doing powerful, crazy things. I don't think there's anything more powerful than love itself. Would you agree with me?
my duty to help you. It's my duty to see you succeed. And I'd say that it's my duty to make sure you succeed.
For me, peer support is giving someone permission to be themselves and helping them to grow into that person.
So many different types of peer support around the country, and it's localised and it's regional, and there's lots of voices, and you can't put a stamp on that. We don't want this talk to be prescriptive.
Partner yoga. I think it's a really good way of being there for each other within that practice.
The atmosphere, and I think the positivity of people coming together to support each other.
We'd like you to receive £1,000.
We did want to say thank you so much for the award and the prize, and also honestly, we want to say to the other people who are nominated, thank you for allowing us to be part of the experience, and thank you for sharing your story and raising awareness of the issues brought up. And we both have so much respect and admiration of what you're doing.
Coming to something like this, like PeerFest and peer support, is really validating, because it's like, actually we want to hear what you've got to say. We want to hear your voice and your experiences, and for me that is like empowering and inspiring. So yeah, PeerFest and peer support all the way.
This is what we're doing, this is how we did it, and we got shortlisted for good measure, and then obviously 3 of them won.
Number one lesson I've learned is how many people there are out there across the country that are passionate about peer support and about supporting others and empowering.
We have outgrown this being a peer-led, peer-only bubble. We have to work in partnership to expand the concept, because peer support can be the game changer.
I think if there's anything that anyone can take away from today, that is the power, value of each other and the magic that peer support really is.
Supporting peer is a good aid for recovery, to help people. It's just not medical only, there are alternative way of recovery.
Get here and there's an energy in the room, and it's very, very hard to put your finger on it, but it really lifts you, and it's lifted my mood.
Most of the time I feel lonely and I feel like I am abandoned from the society. So after coming here today, I had a chance to meet lots of people from diverse community. It awakened me by thinking I can do something similar. I can take something from here today and put it in action in my community.